Good morning. Today is Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. Looking at the E-mini S&Ps, the ES for today. Coming into the day, we've got regular trading hours bars here. Let's take a look here at this. All right, so we got this big gap down. We have not filled any of it. And yesterday we closed down towards the lower third of the range. And in the overnight, we've and an attempted move higher has been rejected, and we came down and took out the low of the day. Pretty much we're trading around settlement and last price of the day yesterday in the overnight session. So we're going to open up, it looks like, in range and value. One thing I want to point out on the daily chart here, so if you know anything about the wave principle, we possibly have an impulsive wave to the upside. It is in the overall scheme, it's sort of corrective at the moment, but let's say it is impulsive because it is showing some of those characteristics at the moment. So we've got one corrective wave 2, so a zigzag here. Then we've got wave 3 going up, and then wave 4. Now, the most common retracement of wave 4 is 38% of the move from wave 2 to the high wave 3. So we're looking at that at 96.75. That could be beckoning the market to as it were, to come down there. Let me move this out here a little bit. We've also entered back into this balance area that I've identified here from this high to this low. So we looked above it, came down, looked above it, came in, went up, falling back into it. Finally broke out of it, had a breakaway gap here. Let's see, is that the only gap? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a breakaway gap, but we popped out of here, and now we've come back into it. Okay, so below the 20 moving average and the 100 moving average is this white one. So that's sort of confluent with the 38.2%. It's also got the psychological number of 4,100. Are we going there today? I don't know. So one of the things that's very important is the news today, because we have a couple market moving news. Actually just came out right now. Maybe that's why it's going higher a little bit. The durable goods. Let's see here. Excuse me. We've got durable goods at 8:30. We've got non-defense capital good orders without aircraft at 8:30, and then at 10 we got pending home sales month over month and year over year, and then there's a couple things after that that aren't really that market moving. So we'll see how this shakes out coming into the open, but this we got to imagine this is a possibility. Okay, to come down and get continuation of this move to the downside. Another possibility is another balancing day. Maybe we won't even take out yesterday's high. And then another possibility is that we do make a move up and we get up into this pretty substantial gap and take back some of that real estate. All right, let's look at the profile. As you can see, similar to yesterday, we had a stab down in the overnight. So the Asian session pushed down, and then it was swiftly rejected coming into the European session. And then another attempt was made to the downside, and boom, we had another stiff rejection of the upset. So we've zigzagged up so far. We were one-time framing. We've got a reversal pattern right here coming into 9 a.m. Eastern time. So what will that look like? I don't know. But right now, if you can see this, so I'm going to make this, got a new high here from when I did this earlier. So we're trading right around the volume point of control. Overnight value area high has moved up a little bit. All right. And the overnight VPOC is way down here, but settlement is at 30 half, and the close is at 28.75. So we're above settlement. Right now, I'd say we're pretty well neutral. That's what I have the overnight inventory as. Again, we got an hour before the open, but the most important key thing right here is that similar to yesterday, let me make this bigger, okay? If you recall from yesterday's pre-market, we had a move down, a reversal pattern, and a stiff move out of there, and we couldn't take out the overnight low. Okay. Now coming into today, it's also very important to know we have a poor low yesterday. The poor low is also a weak low, as it's right on the overnight VPOC. So this is a bit exponential, where it again beckons that we come back through it. But that being said, let's see here. Being said, look how we have a pretty good low. Now I haven't really looked too far back over here, but this is a pretty long tail. So you could even possibly call this a separate profile. you wanted to, you know. So like that. So we got a tail right here. So I think that makes the odds pretty strong. And again, we've had the news for durable goods. It could obviously go wild on the open, but you know, not too much of a reaction at the moment. Will we get a push to the downside, and will we have continuation? All right, so let's bring it down to brass tacks here. So we're looking at the first storyline. Where we are is opening in range and value an hour from now. And if the market internals are mixed, they're not too strong one way or the other. The tempo's kind of slow, and we start building value inside range yesterday, maybe around the. Let me look at this here. Yeah, maybe around the volume point of control. We might want to consider buying the value area low or selling the value area high. Now, in this case, the value area low is right here. So it's a bit of a ways from the poor low, but be advised, we do have a poor low, okay? We also have an intraday poor low here between, well, if you want to count this runoff period. Now, I go to 4:15 Eastern time. I don't go to 4:30. I still keep the 15-minute gap on my charts since they added that back. But you've got this low matching the I low. We do have attenuation in the volume. You know, again, it just comes down to what it looks like, what the market internals are saying, and what kind of entries, whatever indicators, whatever things you've got that help you to decide. But I would expect a reaction here, but you do have some very good places to put a stop if you wanted to. You could put it below the overnight VPOC, put it below this low, put it where, you know, below the value area low on this mini profile here. Hang on, let me just pull this together, because actually I may have actually caused that volume point of control to move. Okay, no, I didn't. I should have known that because my line's there. But you got a ledge here, right? So that's right at the low. You got a place you could put a stop. Of course, the game might be to come down exactly there, so you could be a little further away. Could be a big risk. Or you could say, you know what, I'm only trading the value area low. If it gets down there, it's probably going to go through the settle a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna take it right here on this ledge about 42.5, 42.75, and use this little low volume area as sort of a buffer zone, and then have your stop down here. That's another play, right? You don't have to be exact. I don't know why I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself here. I don't have to be exact here. You know, I could be conservative, or I could scale in. You know, put one lot here, another one lot down here, average price in here. You know, if I don't get hit on the second one, fine. That means I caught the bounce. If it comes through and takes me in, I got a little bit better price, and the trade, I know where it's probably broken, right? All right, that's just the first scenario, okay? The same thing would be the volume value area high up here at 43.5, okay? So I can envision a scenario where we take out the overnight high, getting there, and we also have, it's very important to notice, we've got this high here, right, swing high. So in all likelihood, we could see what we saw yesterday, and to refresh your memory, we came up to the value area high here, and we popped through it a little bit, right, and then fell back in. So this would be what I kind of coined the term prairie dog. We pop up above and then we fall back in, so that's another way to take the trade. Wait till it plays out and then short it. Anyway, there you go. So one thing to look for in this, just like we saw yesterday, we saw the 80% rule come into play, both in, let's see, where is A period? Wait a minute. Okay, this is the day. I don't know why I split that one out. This was the value area low from the day from Monday. A period came down, took out the low, came back in. But when we opened up in here in B period, special situation 80% rule is in play. And guess what? It played out. And not only that, not only did we reach the finish line here, when we came back in, we got another shot to the bottom, all the way back down. 80% rule came into play in D period. Well, I guess you could even say C period. And all the way back down. I mean, boom, in 2 hours, that would have been some fantastic trading if you hung in there and you took advantage of that. Now I only got a leg. I got two pieces of the leg on the way up. That's it. So there you go. All right. So next situation. Continuation to the downside. Strategies to join the continuation. A couple ways to get in. You know, basically, you're looking for either once it makes a move down to catch some kind of reversion, or you just take it as a breakout. You want to look for negative selling pressure in the market internals and a high confidence open. We want to take out the poor low and the overnight low. We want to be seeing some momentum, and we want to see value overlapping to lower. So if this was to build, what I mean is, so if we were playing here for 2 hours or so, be very suspect of any move later in the morning or day to take out the lows and looking for continuation. And unless we just get a double distribution of a ton of volume down here. All right, the next story would be to retrace yesterday's range, low to high. This would be a case where we could take out yesterday's low, maybe even the overnight low, and we come back in. But once we come back in to that the yesterday's value area, be looking for the 80% rule to be in play and coming up here. And then depending on how it's looking, we might be seeing a trade all the way back up to the range. I don't know. And then the last one, again, so this was the third story, a retracement of yesterday's range, low to high. Then the last one would be to take out the prior high of day with continuation, and the strategy is to look to fill this gap up here. Okay, so let me move this up here. So we're looking to take out yesterday's high, and then all these single prints up here. This is a weak high. Okay, notice how it came to the overnight volume point of control. Realize the structure we've got going on up here. Let me pull these together here. Got all these single prints, and in the overnight, look at this. This begs for retracement. Beckons, begs. I don't know. I'm using those terms today, but this is reminiscent of 2 Fridays ago. Let's go back here. Let me just look at the date on what that would be. Let's see, 12th. Oh, right here. Okay, now it was in the overnight, but look at this. Again, this was looking for a move back down, and we got it in the overnight the next day. But hang on, pull this over. So that's something to be aware that that's overnight trade that has that structure right here. Okay, right up in here. And once we start getting above Monday's high and getting into the gap area, we've got some places where we could see a lot of people put stops that could fuel the move, right? Especially right through here. All right, that's the pre-market for today. Make a great day, and we'll catch you later on today. Thank you. And please hit like. Lets me know somebody's seen the video.